Hello, everybody. It's Zane Miller. How the heck are you? I am super excited because I have an awesome hangout ready to rock. We are with the always awesome Jason Fladlien, and we were actually just chatting off air, and he's told me about some awesome stuff. But why we're here is because we're talking about a very, very awesome opportunity, an opportunity that Jason actually put a very, very high profiting business on hold just for this. And he hasn't stopped. I mean, this guy is just totally bananas, and I just can't say enough good things about him. I'm really excited that he's here. Jason, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for those who've never seen you?
Well, thank you, Zane. My name is Jason Fladlien. I'm the CEO of Rapid Crush Inc., which is this year going to be over an $8 million business, I think. But it's not the business that excites most. The business that excites me the most is our Amazon business, which we were first introduced from Matt Clark and Jason Katzenbach from Amazing Sewing Machine. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And as our Amazon business grows, it's less and less that I get excited about $6 or $7 or $8 million over here on the RCI side of things, Rapid Crush Inc., and more so on the potential of 5 years from now, if I'm not making at least $25 million in my Amazon business, I screwed something up.
That's a bold statement. So why is it that Amazon is so much more interesting to you than your massively successful information business?
It's really, really simple of an answer. Is I see people who I've coached throughout the years, and I'm one of the best coaches in internet marketing, if I can so modestly claim myself to be, is I'm very good at training people. I'm very good at creating good information courses and software and things of that nature to help people make money online. And I've made a lot of people a lot of money online, but that dwarfs, it's like this big in comparison to all the success stories that we've done just as the top affiliate for Amazing Selling Machine. I mean, all these people making this amount of money versus this many people over here, then the numbers, the results speak for themselves. And so, for example, my business partner, Wilson Matos, his wife, has zero background in internet marketing, zero business experience. We didn't even help her. We handed her basically the course and our bonuses. We said, go to town, and she, within the span of 5 months, is building a business now that is going to be over $40,000 a month on Amazon. And you say, Jason, do that with internet marketing? Impossible. I can't, right?
Right.
And so we were able to promote and help people succeed at a rate with Amazing Selling Machine that no other affiliate was able to do. And part of the reason was, A, I'm really good at training people, which was my background in internet marketing, but B, I said, I'm not going to just promote this to you, I'm going to go in on it with you. So right before this call, Zane, I was just showing him some of the stuff in my office laying around. We have thousands of dollars worth of China samples. This samples from China from products that we're potentially interested in and things that we're looking at selling. And so we do this full time ourselves now, and so we're able to share insights that you cannot us because we've created and innovated and invented new things related to selling on ASM or on Amazon that even ASM doesn't necessarily cover. And so yeah, when you combine the best results that I've ever seen alive for any internet marketing training program for taking people with zero experience and making them a lot of money, and you combine that with the fact of, like, we have seen amazing opportunities in our own Amazon business that have never existed even in our going to be probably $8 million a year business this year. It's safe to say that this is kind of like Haley's Comet. It comes once in a while, and then it doesn't come again for a very long time.
Yeah, that was actually I gotta say I kept bugging Jason. I said, is this coming out yet? Is this coming out again? It was always don't they play it pretty close to the vest? They're always pretty quiet about when it comes around again.
Yeah, and we really don't even know. And it's funny because I just saw Chase Turner. He asked in the group chat here, did you see that? He says, can I
I
just
did.
go ahead and get the affiliate link now and get started? Well, at the time that we record this, Chase, and for anybody else listening, is we can't sell it to you because it's not live yet. The way that ASM works is it opens up for usually 7 days during a launch sequence. It's open for those 7 days and it's closed. And since it's not my product, I'm just the top affiliate for it. I have no say on when the card opens and closes. But when it's open, Chase, I will make sure that you get the first link to sign up through us.
We got
You
your
can hold
we
me to
got your
that.
back, Chase.
You can hold me to that.
Awesome. Now, actually, you'd mentioned some of the stuff that you do as the number one affiliate, and I would like to discuss that in just a minute. But I was curious about some new things that are developing. Is there anything that's come up between the last time that that ASM came out, and new things, anything that's particularly exciting for you, kind of a sneak peek that you're really jazzed about.
Yeah, there's two things. What we've developed on our own, and I can't speak to what's going to be in the ASM course this time that wasn't in there last time, because when I say I don't create the course, I just say they say here's what we got now, and I promote that, and then I add my own things to that. I mean, that's the God's honest truth. Now, us personally, the big focus that we're looking at is twofold with this new ASM launch that's coming down. One of them is I discovered techniques. I call them being invisible on Amazon, meaning you can be on page 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 for your keywords on Amazon and still sell very well. And so that was some of our focus. We just noticed that if you have an Amazon listing, you have a certain amount of trust with consumers. You have a certain currency that you can leverage just by being on Amazon that you can't leverage anywhere else. And then techniques that you would do in the past or other stuff online that would only work so-so or not work at all, they actually work very easily for Amazon type of products. So we have proven with certain clients that you could be on page 3, 4, 5, or 6, or 7 for your product from the search results on Amazon and still make $10,000 or more a month, which I find very fascinating. Yeah. So like if we, it's like this. It's like a two-step approach. Step number 1, let's push it to the top of Amazon. But step number 2, if we don't get it to the top, let's use this other plan B thing and let's still make 10,000 with it, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing here is I want to figure out how to completely outsource the Amazon business from A to Z. So that way we only take on products that are already super profitable by the time I actually put my active amount of time into it. And so we've been working towards that very significantly. I know that sounds crazy, right? But I literally have so many Amazon businesses where I own an equity stake in that I don't even know exactly how many I have. And it's intentional as I've built inroads with being the top affiliate for ASM. I built inroads with all these successful people, gave them money for a stake in the business. Those guys get things started. They send it over to me, and I look at and analyze the results, and I say, this is what we can do to tweak this thing to double its profits. This is what we can do to tweak that thing to times it by 10, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, not only am I doing this for my own benefit, which is nice, but I'm doing this to see what can we outsource completely so by the time I touch it, it's already successful. So therefore, I can teach the people that come in underneath me into the ASM course how I did this hands-off so they can hopefully then maybe do some of it or all of it hands-off as well, right?
Wow. See, now that is super exciting, and again, it's one of those things that I'm guilty of this, but I kept pestering Jason and Wilson saying, what are you doing next? What are you doing next? Because that's actually what everyone else does. Like there's like this little peak, and then everyone kind of looks around and like, oh yeah, that's what okay, we're gonna copy that. And so it always seems to me that it's almost a little exhausting for you to always be coming up with something better and something newer than everyone else. But you always seem to pull it off, man. I gotta say that's incredibly impressive, and why I've always wanted to reach out to you and interview you, because everybody follows, right? So
Yeah.
the next thing, like with this comes a big community. I mean, you already have a huge community that follows you, but
The biggest.
true to
Out of
form,
all of the-
right?
By far.
True to form, you did the same thing with Amazing Selling Machine. Can you tell us a little bit more about this community that has been created from this, the ASM Masters?
Sure. So before ASM ever existed, Matt and Jason actually sold a product called AMM, Amazon Money Machines, and we were the #1 affiliate for that. And that was the year prior to ASM 1, which was last year, 2013. And so when ASM 1 launched, I believe in March of 2013, we were the #1 affiliate for that. And then ASM 2 launched, and I don't know exactly when that was, but that was in the last quarter, I believe, of 2013. We were the #1 affiliate for that. And then when ASM 3 launched, which was in April of 2014, we were the #1 affiliate for that. And we had sold 600 more units than the #2 affiliate, right? 600 units of a course that is, at least on the surface of it, it seems to be expensive, although it really isn't, right? But to have that amount of sales over the #2 is amazing. And I mean, we had similar in terms of results with the ASM 2 and ASM 1. So not only have we been the top affiliate 4 times thus far, including all 3 ASMs and the one before that, which was AMM. So not only have we been the top affiliate, but by margins that are so significantly bigger than the next affiliates that if you combine #2, 3, and 4, historically overall of referrals of sales to to ASM, we'd probably still have more sales than they do. Now, here's why this is important to you listening to this right now. There are reasons why people come to us as opposed to anybody else. The first reason is not because I'm such a good slick-tongued, silver-haired pitchman that knows some voodoo persuasion techniques. Although I'm pretty good, customers usually buy from us as opposed to anybody else because we have the best bonuses. Plain and simple as that. Customers are smart. And we tell customers, and we've always promoted ASM as, hey, I don't care if you love me. Buy from the person you think that's going to get you the best deal. Because that's what I want ultimately, is for my customers to be successful, right? And so it just so happens as people go out there, they competition, they see what other affiliates offer, and then they come back and they buy from us, okay? That's the first reason. And then reason number two, and Zane kind of touched upon this, is we have the biggest community, so guess what? Nothing begets success like success. If I have $10 and I put it in like a small interest account, I might make $1 a year, right? But if I have $10 million and I put it into an interest account, we can make more on completely passive interest growth than what some people or a lot of people make in a year, right? So nothing succeeds like success. When you have a group, and we have the largest group, and we are the most hands-on with our group, not only does this mean that I'm still building and improving and perfecting and adding to bonuses that we offered in March of 2013. So think of how good we've gotten those bonuses since then. They were already the best back then for ASM1, and now they're better because we've actively worked to improve them because we have our community that we have to support, right? But even better than that, our people are succeeding at a rate that's higher than anybody else's, and guess who they come and share their secrets with? This guy right here, because this is the guy that got them in, so they feel obligated to come and share. So I've had more in the secret whispered into my ear results, intelligence, insider information on Amazon than anybody probably has, because I am so active and so hands-on with my group that they tell me certain things they don't tell anybody else, and from that I'm able to see things on Amazon in a way that nobody else in the whole planet Earth can see them. And by having these insights, which I only get because we have the biggest audience and we're the most hands-on with it, is I'm able to then synthesize and share with you information, techniques, tricks, tips, strategies that you just can't get anywhere else. And again, it's not because I'm some unbelievable genius who's figured these out on my own. It's just you give me 1,000 or 2,000 people that are super successful on Amazon who I talk with on a daily basis, and by accident you learn some of the coolest stuff, if not on purpose, right?
Yeah. And one of the things that I've really been keeping my ear to the ground about is that, well, Amazon as a whole has been around for a very, very long time, as well as some of the ways that just everyday people can generate income online. What I'd like to find out is what pitfalls do you see just the regular Joe without the help of an awesome community running into? Right?
Yes,
what is that
question.
Like?
So there's actually 4 levels. This is the way that I look at it. Level 1 is anybody and everybody selling on Amazon. So whether it's the big company, the small company, some guy doing it part-time on the side, there's your base 1 Amazon sellers. And you can usually spot them because they have horrible titles, horrible pictures, no reviews, no bullet points, no product descriptions, and they're selling products that have a really tiny demand, right? And then you have your level 2. You have guys that are somewhat sophisticated, or not just guys, but girls too, right? You have people that are somewhat sophisticated, someone who knows a little bit of marketing, and they got their product listing on there, and they've tried actively to get good reviews, and they've actively tried to position and potentially even rank themselves in Amazon's search engine, right? Then you have level 3. And level 3 is the guys and girls who have bought ASM. And so now they know the tricks that 95% of other Amazon sellers do not know. And so there's some advantage there, as long as you use it, of course. If you just do nothing with it, there's no advantage. But if you use it, you have an advantage over every other Amazon seller. Okay? But the problem is you don't have necessarily an advantage over any other ASMer in general, right? Because you're all pulling from the same information. You're all pulling from the same sources. And so any advantage that you get, you either have to invent yourself proactively, or you have to outwork the competition, which is not normally something that we strive for, is to figure out ways to make our life harder. Now, if it can be justified with the amount of income that you can get out of it, great, you know, but ideally we don't want to work just harder. We want to be able to, in the same amount of time, be 10 times or 100 times more effective, right? And that's where the creme de la creme is, so to speak, is what we call the ASM Masters, which anybody who buys through my affiliate link, they get added to the secret Facebook group. And then the question becomes, well, do I have any advantage over any other ASM master? And the answer is not necessarily. But us tiny amount of collective, and there's a couple thousand, there's like 1,800 people in there right now. There'll be a couple thousand after the ASM 4 launch. Is if you compare that to all the ASM sellers in general and all the people selling on Amazon, it's microscopic. But we have this small group of people that are very actively knowing what we know and the insights we've shared and the insights that our members share with us and everybody in the community. We now have some advantages that other people don't have. And so when you ask me about pitfalls, Zane, is like the first thing I'm going to do in ASM4 is give a list of 50 products. I'm going to say, whatever you do not sell these 50 products.
Huh.
They're very deceptive, okay? On the outward appearance, they look like they meet all the criteria, like they have enough demand, with enough potential to compete in them, with enough opportunity to easily private label them, and with enough ways to rank them very quickly. But I know through experience, and this is the only way anybody could ever know this, because on the surface of it, it seems like they would make sense. I know from experience that there are better products than those that are so obvious. They're magnets, is what we call them. ASMers are drawn to these, and we'd rather have them drawn to those and all those fight for 16 spots on page 1, and we go through the other routes. And I can show you ways to find products that no other ASMer can find that are arguably just as good, but they don't have 50 or 100 other ASMers selling them. And I've identified over 1,000 such products on Amazon that are ripe for the taking, and I could show every member how to do the same. So we are cooperatively working with each other instead of competitively working against each other. What you're going to find is going to happen in other markets. So, like, I'll give you one example. As you said, oh, that magnetic screen door, that looked great, right? I told everybody in our group in ASM3, I said, watch out for that. And as I saw, there was 500 other ASMers that came in for that product, and we all stayed away from it for the most part, and they all fought over it, and we went on other products that were not so obvious. And you can say, well, gee, Jason, how'd you know that one was going to do this one as opposed to this other product that had no ASM competition? Well, I can't give away everything for free on a Hangout, right?
Of course. So then, with all of this, right, you've got the ASM community, you've got these awesome bonuses that you're talking about. You've even touched on a few of them, but that strikes a little bit deeper to the question, this next question. What makes buying through RCI, Jason Fladlien, and the ASM Masters better than the other affiliates, especially if all they're doing is waiting for you to release the next thing so they can copy you?
Well, I put it this way very succinctly in the last ASM. I said, while other people are promising you what you will get after you sign up with them, we're showing you what our members are already getting that you can also get. So instead of future potential, we get present specific. So when ASM3 launched, for example, the day that it launched, I remember the date very clearly. It was April 17th, 2014. And how do I remember that date? Because that was the date we also pushed one of our past ASM members to #1 in all of kitchen and dining on Amazon. Wow. So while other people were just promoting ASM, we were also servicing previous customers who had bought from us on ASM simultaneously, not just to the tune they were doing okay, but the tune of #1 in all of Amazon, right, for their level category, which is kitchen and dining. And so the point was very clear is, if you take a bonus that's already amazing and you perfect it over 18 months or 16 months or 12 months, anybody who's trying to compete with you today, how do they catch up?
That's a very compelling point, yeah.
I don't know if they can. And the other question is I don't know if they even want to, right? They go elsewhere. They pick their battles more wisely, right? And so they say, forget trying to beat these guys. Let's do something else. Let's promote something else. Let's build something else, because we can't beat them, right? And so the thing is how good our bonuses were in ASM3. Imagine how good they are now, because it's now October, and when they launched in April. So we have been working nonstop for the last 6 months, not to just create new bonuses, and we do have some new bonuses this time, right? But to perfect existing bonuses. I mean, let me put it another way, Zane, and I'm not going to call out any names, although I could. It's like, how many affiliates who've promoted products like ASM or promoted ASM didn't even deliver on the bonuses that they promised? What to speak of over-delivering. Let's just say adequately saying, I told you were going to get this, this, and this, and then you never got this or that or all of them. I mean, so it's one thing to say, gee, let's just deliver the bonuses. Let's start there, right? Which would be great. But let's deliver the bonuses so tremendously powerful, and then let's perfect them over the span of 16, 18 months and add new bonuses on top of that. Plus, and you've seen this firsthand, Zane, we have so much stuff that we can't even mention it. So it's unadvertised bonuses. Our unadvertised bonuses that we don't even talk about during the launch sequence for ASM are usually better than everybody else's advertised bonuses, simply because I can't list out and say, here's 76 bonuses you get, right? Don't have the time. So I say, here's the 6 best ones, and everything else is we just naturally give you anyway during the course of the training when it makes sense for you to have those or when you need those, right?
All right, so this question has come up before, and I just got to ask because this actually happened last time. Why do you think that people bought not once but sometimes even twice?
Very good question. So last time we had, I believe, 46 people who already owned ASM from another person that they bought it through, buy through us again. Okay. Now we had over 200 people who came to me and said, Jason, I know the game. You guys get 50% affiliate commission. Let me just pay you your 50% so I can get into your community, your ASM Masters, and get all the bonuses. And we said, no, can't do that, right? Because I said in ASM 1 that the only way you could ever get into ASM Masters was to buy through our affiliate link. No exceptions. And so I'm not going to go back because I would be lying if I let people in on the backside, right? Now, think about it. Out of the 200 people that asked, 46 of them said yes. I would have made more money if I would have just let everybody and their brother in. But I only want people that come in through us and have that experience to be part of this group. I think that's what makes it so amazing. So on the first time, ASM 3, 46 people bought from us, again, who already owned it. I will tell you this time, just the verbal commitments, we already have over 100 people who said that the second ASM opens, I'm buying through you again, Jason, just to get in on this group. And I'll tell you the main reason why, Zane. You weren't there, but when Vegas happened earlier this year, and Vegas was the ASM customer event, so everybody who buys from ASM 4 is going to be invited to an event. This event had 2,700 people there, right? It was the first time that I spoke on stage at the main ASM event, because we always do a one-day special training just for ASM Masters, which, by the way, we had 600 people there this time, right, just at our pre-day event, who had just bought from us that had showed up. And so then I'm speaking on the main stage. And I kid you not, ask anybody who was there who got the best standing ovation, the biggest applause, the one that got people more excited. It was this guy, right? I got on, and for 90 minutes I shared with them just one small facet of Amazon, which is optimizing your Amazon listing. And the people were so blown away because every technique I shared was techniques that I'd already taught to ASM Masters that were not taught anywhere else in ASM, right? Now here's the funny thing, Zane. Those were techniques I had taught ASM Masters 8 to 10 months ago that now just all other ASMers were learning because I spoke on the stage, right? It's not what I was even teaching our ASM Masters currently today, because I want them to have an advantage over everybody else. It's just the way that I roll. It's kind of like your children, right? You love them more than average kids because they're yours, right? And that's how I feel like it's a family to me. And so it's funny because everybody went gaga over stuff that we were already all using 8 to 10 months ago. What to speak of the new stuff, right? And so the reality is I raised the Rapid Crush stock that day tremendously, to the point where we have all these ASMers who had now bought through other affiliates who said, damn, Jason, I wish I would have bought from you. Instead, I just didn't know about you. Because we didn't reach everybody because we can't, right? And then they're saying, the first thing I'm doing as soon as they launches is buying again. And often what we recommend them to do is buy it for your son, buy it for a friend, buy it for a family member, whatever. Because it does feel weird buying it again, what you already own, just to get the bonuses. So buy it as a gift for somebody, but take advantage of the bonuses yourself. And you're not alone. And frankly, I'm shocked that more than 46 people last time didn't do it, but this time it's going to be insane. And that, by the way, tells you when the bonuses are so good that people will pay full price for the course again, which this course is a decent investment at $3,500 or 4 payments of $1,000, right? Just to get your bonuses. Doesn't that say something about the bonuses? There's not another affiliate that I know of who had people buy from us who then went and bought from them. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah. That is absolutely unheard of. When you told me, I was like, well, I can believe it, but it's still, wow, like, it's just overwhelming.
It's unheard of. Never happened before that I know of, where people are in droves buying a $4,000 or $3,500 product again just to get the bonuses. But I mean, it makes sense when you see what we have.
Okay, so you'd mentioned the bonuses and why people are buying again. I hate to ask, but not really.
A
Can you give us some insight, maybe just a little bit of
little
peek
bit.
into some of these new bonuses?
Yeah, a little bit. I can. We were usually very guarded and close to the vest with our bonuses because, like Zane mentioned, we are studied and copied the most during our affiliate promotion because people take our ideas and try to pass them off. And I don't really mind that. I get it, right? It's actually very complimentary to me. But the problem is when people observe casually on the outside what they think our bonus is, and then they try to make their own equivalent one, and they screw it up. But to the public, I don't want anybody to get any confused. If they said if that other person says, "Well, they claiming that they have the same bonus as you do, Jason," because they might not. You both have cars, but if mine's a Benz and yours is a Pinto, yeah, they're both cars, but one is different than the other, right? I'll tell you what the heart of the bonuses are. If you could categorize the bonuses on what they do, I will explain to you what each one of these bonuses are going to accomplish. One of the bonuses is going to get you up and going as fast as you can, because it's really a race in a sense of if we can beat the general ASMers at the course rate that ASM goes. So by the time they know how to put a product on Amazon, you already have one on. That's largely advantageous to you, right? If you're there before they are, then you don't have to compete with them. So that's what one of the bonuses is going to accomplish. It's going to show you how we can take somebody brand new and get them up and running on Amazon faster than you ever thought possible. And by the way, it's funny because we take our ASM 1 people, they were ahead of the curve. ASM 2 people got ahead and succeeded fast, getting at a rate that was so tremendously faster than the ASM2 people, it wasn't even funny with how quick they were getting their products up and going and making their first sales, right? So one of the
Wow.
bonuses is designed to do that. Now, another bonus is designed to optimize your listing from a conversion standpoint. Because if you can get good conversion in Amazon, there's nothing that rewards you faster in terms of an increase in your ranking and getting you on page 1 in Amazon than a very good, very high conversion rate. So I have a couple things that can help you with that conversion rate. One of them is the latest trainings because nobody has more insight into tweaking things on Amazon listings and seeing what happens to the conversion than I do. I have done close to 2,000 consults with people selling on ASM, and
2000?
yes, about 2,000. And so I can tell you, I know what they do. I know what they were doing before our consult. I know what they were doing afterwards. I know the difference in conversion and percentages. So all these guinea pigs have allowed me to perfect these different techniques, which we share with ASM Masters. So you'll get some of that. But by the way, there's other things, more on the tool end of side of things, that can automatically improve conversion, even if you don't improve your copywriting ability or even if you don't have that many reviews, right? And so that's the second thing. Now, the third bonus is going to be talking about how to get reviews because now when we launch a product on Amazon, Zane, we get on average 200 plus 5-star reviews in less than 2 weeks.
Whoa,
Yes.
that is not a small number.
It is not. And I'm honestly thinking, like everybody talks about getting to your first 100 reviews, because there's a significant difference between somebody selling that has 100 reviews on Amazon versus somebody that has double digits versus triple digits, right? Now, most ASMers are like, man, if I can just get double-digit reviews, I'm pretty happy. Because single-digit reviews look weird, right? But double-digit 10 5-star reviews is great. Even greater is 100 5-star reviews. We're seriously entertaining the thought of systematically, within 2 months, being able to like clockwork, generate 1,000 5-star reviews without costing us any money either, by the way. And I'm not saying anybody's going out and buying reviews. I'm just saying there's certain activities and promotions and things that you could do that you could spend money to get decent reviews. What if you could do it for free, right? And so we're talking about getting a massive amount of reviews in a short period of time, which, by the way, helps increase your ranking on Amazon, of course. But more importantly, is the #1 factor for conversion on somebody who would look at you and say, I don't know this person. I have no idea who they are because it's a brand that you just made up. They slapped a label on something and private labeled and sold it, so of course they don't know who you are. But somebody would buy from you anyway on Amazon from a cold search. Yes, the reviews make that happen. And so we're going to share that technique and that system with people. Now keep in mind, this isn't a theory. This isn't something that we're going to promise you that we'll figure out and then share with you. It's something we're already doing, right? And then the other thing, too, is just ranking tricks in general on Amazon. What are some of the easiest, fastest ways to get you on page 1 once your product is on Amazon, once it has some reviews, and once you've optimized the listing for it? How do we get it to that massive, amazing place that's known as page 1 on Amazon for the most competitive keyword that you can think of for your product? I am a black belt in Amazon ranking techniques. And that's going to be there's going to be bonuses that are going to be geared towards that as well. And then what to speak of what we hinted at earlier, which is like What if we said forget Amazon as a search engine, and the only value Amazon placed to us was you could fulfill your product through them, and you could sell on Amazon and get the benefits of having the trust, right? How do we make money even if we never ranked anywhere on Amazon? There's going to be a bonus for that. And then lastly, the whole outsourcing and automating this thing. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could literally have our Amazon business built for us and marketed for us? And we just made sure that all we really had to do at the end of the day is made sure that our inventory was enough so we never ran out. That'd be great, right? Well, we have that too.
Wow. Okay, I don't want to cut you off, but did you have more?
We do have more, but
Okay.
I mean, the most important thing is we have the community as well, right? So if I discover anything new, because I do this stuff now full time, if I discover anything new, guess who are the first people I share it with? Our community, right? And so you have the ever-evolving bonus, which is the direct, to-the-mouth, to-the-minute insider information on what is working or what new breakthrough we've discovered that I might later share, maybe 10 months down the line, but I probably won't, right, with everybody else. It's only the ASM Masters that we have going for us there. And then, by the way, what to speak of some of the other bonuses that we already have that we didn't even talk about here today. It's incredible. My biggest challenge then will be figuring out what bonuses to showcase during the launch and what bonuses to hold back as bonuses that are unadvertised, that are like, oh, by the way, you also get this, this, and this, and we didn't even mentioning that when we sold you to ASM, right?
Yeah. All right. So this has gone amazingly well. I already know that the few people who are watching live and the people who are watching as a replay are totally digging this. But now that we're getting down towards the end of this interview, let me ask you: do you think that Amazing Selling Machine is for everybody?
No, absolutely not, right? There are some people, and we've seen some of these people that have bought from other affiliates because we saw them in Vegas and other events, right? And I'll tell you, it's good to focus on this because we can say, who's it for? And that's obvious. It's for anybody who wants to make a lot of money and do so in such a way that doesn't require an amazing amount of talent or an amazing amount of effort, right? That's square one stuff. Obviously, ASM can help you accomplish that, as it's done for many other people. But here's who I say this isn't for. It's not for people who are obsessive on every tiny little detail of perfection, because nothing will slow you down than worrying and saying, oh my God, I got to absolutely have the best product possible before I ever sell anything on Amazon. Here's the reality. If people want the best possible product, they don't go to Amazon to buy the damn thing, right? They go to some high-end boutique-ish store, some specialty place, and they pay 10 times as much for it. Who we appeal to when we sell on Amazon is the impulse customer. They're in that place where they'll spend a certain amount of money, but not too much more than that. And they're not looking for the world's greatest product. They're looking for a product at a decent price that's going to solve the problem that they want to solve. And then if they'll buy it from you, great. They'll buy it from somebody else, it doesn't matter to them. And so the people out there that get bogged down and says it absolutely has to be the greatest, best product ever to exist on the market, right? You know what? You can have all that. I'll still beat you. At the end of the day, I'll still make more money than you, and I'll still serve the customer better than you on Amazon, right? So if you're one of those people that get bogged down with every tiny little thing, this course isn't for you. This course is for the person that says, okay, I get it. These 4 things primarily determine whether I succeed and fail on Amazon. So I'm going to focus mainly on these 4 things the way that Jason tells me to. Everything else will do adequately enough so we can get it done, right? And you will focus on these 4 things, and then guess what? We make money. Period. Simple as that. But if we're like, oh my God, everything has to be perfect and everything has to be exactly equally focused on, you still can succeed, by the way. But it might take you 12 or 16 or 18 months instead of a lot sooner than that, right? Now, by the way, we're talking about strategies with some of our most successful customers, Zane, and when we say Amazon is step 1. If we want to go higher end, we can build our own site on the back of that. We can get into retail. Like one of our customers was approached by Walmart to sell in Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
We have another customer that's getting ready to sell on Living Social and Groupon. We have somebody else in QVC and HSN, so Home Shopping Network, right? So there's nothing to say that you don't make a whole bunch of money on Amazon, and then from that springboard off and then create the higher back end. Because there's a lot to be said about that, right? But I mean, we're still perfecting that into the business. We've got the Amazon business pretty much down, and now we're working on all that stuff. And of course, we will share the results with you on that, because I mean, if Amazon works great and you get the system down for Amazon, there's no reason to expand to the other 84% of the e-commerce that goes on the internet outside of Amazon too, right?
Wow. That my mind is just right, just whoa. Like I mean I thought that I was still in tow with everything that's been going on, but apparently I need to jump back into the group and bone up on some of these things that have been discussed, even prior to. Now with that said, there's a lot of people who are still kind of like, okay, I'm not quite sure. Can you give us some insight of what someone would expect after they jump in, maybe?
Yeah, equal parts excitement and fear. First of all, let's not minimize the investment. It's a decent upfront investment. Not only going to have to invest in ASM, but you're going to have to potentially invest in inventory again, inventory for the first time if you're not buying ASM again through us, right? And so you might have to have some inventory costs as well as the cost of the course, right? To minimize that and say that's no big deal is to be disingenuous, because that's a very serious deal. You're going to have a lot of skin on the game. But the exciting point of the thing is by going all in, you're much more likely to succeed. So the excitement part is the ability to actually do this, to for the first time in your life say, wow, it all makes sense to me. I can see myself actually succeeding with this. When other internet marketing courses you may have bought in the past were like, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I'm not at 100% confident or comfortable doing these things, but let me see if I can do it anyway, because maybe the payoff will be worth it, right? This one, you'll see it completely. It'll make sense. It'll still be scary, because anything that you try to better yourself is scary at first, because you stretch outside of your comfort zone, right? But what you will notice from us is we work around the clock for you. We are there for you 24/7. If I'm not there for you, then Wilson Matos is there for you. If he's not there for you, then we have 5 different Amazon coaches that we specifically work with throughout the years that are very successful. They'll be there for you. If they're not there for you, because for whatever some weird reason they're not there, then the rest of our community is there for you as well. And expect this. People who signed up with us from ASM 1, they've pretty much gotten everything new, every new bonus we've offered in ASM 2, 3, and now what we'll get in 4. ASM 2 people, they got all the ASM 1 bonuses basically, plus the new ones for 2 and the new ones for 3, and they'll get the new ones for 4. And so what you can expect from us is not just some short-term, thanks for your purchase so I can make 50% of that as an affiliate. You basically can expect us to work with you for as long as you can tolerate us, because that's the kind of commitment that we do here. And I know it sounds silly to say, because anybody can make that claim of, oh, we're there for you as a customer, or, oh, we provide the best support. But if you actually look at the facts, we do have the best support in the internet. Scientifically measured down to the minute response time, nobody can show us a better response time than we have. Okay, and we do have the track record. More successful people that have bought ASM have came through us as an affiliate as opposed to anybody else. Our number of people sign up versus those who succeed is the highest percentage of success. The amount of time and the amount of people I've consulted with, worked with hands-on, and did things for and with and supported is longer than anybody else on the planet, which is even more phenomenal considering we've worked with more people. And we've delivered better results for each person, even though we have worked for more people. So, I mean, I don't know what more to say about it than that. I mean, it is risk-free to take a peek behind the curtains. There is a 100% money-back guarantee, so I don't ask you to believe me all the way until you see it for yourself. I just ask you to believe me enough to take a peek behind the curtain, to sign up and see if it's everything that it seems to be claimed to be. And then you can make your own decision after you get in whether you want to stay or not.
Well, this is an absolutely phenomenal sneak peek, but I'm sure everybody's wondering when do the doors actually open again?
Oh man, I don't even know the date. That's Will's job.
Well, then I'll be sure I'll post it.
October 16th. I don't know exactly when the card opens, but sometime on October 16th, I'm pretty sure that's when ASM4 opens up. That's when you can get all of our details. Zane will get you a link that comes to our bonus page that has all the bonuses listed, so you can see them and say, wow, I can't wait, and then sign up right through that link. So you'll be the first to know when Zane pushes out all those details so you can get in.
Fantastic. All right, so I've got one last thing I want to give the few people that are here watching live if they may have a question. But while that offer's out there, Jason, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to lay on us before you go? Because I know you're very busy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a matter of necessarily do I do ASM or do I do this or do I do that. It's really a matter of this. 6 months from now, to make the money you want to make, what are you going to need to do today to get there, right? And then you got to ask yourself, well, I'm probably going to have to invest in something, aren't I? Well, of course you are, because you can't not invest in something and magically expect to make a whole bunch of money. The world just doesn't work that way. So you really have to ask yourself, is there a better opportunity than ASM to invest in? Is there an affiliate who backs some other opportunity as much as Jason and Will back this opportunity at Rapid Crush? Is there something out there that's producing results, okay? You might have to put your ego in check a little bit. Maybe you personally never buy stuff on Amazon. Maybe you don't like physical products, okay? You got to put that in at the door and check that in there and really say to yourself, what is going to get me to where I want to be 6 months from now in terms of income, earnings, lifestyle, all that kind of stuff? You got to ask yourself, if not ASM, what is it? And I don't know. If anybody came to me, family member, anybody, and said, what should I do? This is the first thing I'm pointing them to. This is the thing that we do now. This is the thing we focus on. This is the thing that our own families were pushing into and getting them going on it. And so it only makes sense. Give this thing a shot. See how it works out for you. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised by the results and how easy it actually is.
Awesome. Well, great. Again, Jason, I really appreciate your time. Everybody watching appreciates your time. And since we're ahead of schedule, again, this is a little bit of a sneak peek. All you need to do, I'll keep you posted on everything. All you got to do is click the link that's just below this video, and you can actually opt in to our email list. And that way, as soon as I know about anything that's happening, you'll be the first to know. And as soon as these doors are open, you'll be able to jump in through Jason's link and be able to be a part of ASM Masters and all the awesome announced, unannounced bonuses. So thank you again, Jason. Appreciate your time. Let's. I had something for this, right? Awesome. Thank you again, Jason, and we'll see you in the next Hangout then.
Awesome. Thank you.